What's up, 360 electricians? Crazy 2024. If you're watching this on the replay, hang tight because we are going to be talking about all things B2B electrical contractor. Hey, electrician, is this your year? Is 2024 when you're going to become an electrical contractor? If so, you found the right channel. You found the right live. Our website, everything we do is based for electricians to become electrical contractors and electrical contractors to level up in the game. So many things for 2024 I want to talk about. Hey, new equipment, new streaming stuff. We got to get into the technology and stuff. So we got some new stuff to help bring you better content. What do you know? It sounds like Klein Live when we were over at Nikon. I had no idea how they did that, and now I know. Cool music, all kinds of stuff for the podcast. So I'm glad you joined. If you're tuning in right now for the first time, what's up? My name is Jeff, the 360 electrician. It has been a crazy ride for this channel. 2 years, you guys. 2 years ago is kind of the official launch to get the niche for electricians to become electrical contractors and for electrical contractors to level up. So smash like if you've been here from the beginning. And if you haven't, smash like at the end of this or anytime you hear something you like. It helps the algorithm. Did you know we almost busted 20,000 subscribers in 2023? Nuts. There's only 77,000, I guess, licensed, registered. I don't know how they find out, but this is big people that find this stuff out, not me. 77,000 electrical contractors, give or take, in the United States. Our channel's about to hit 20,000. And according to my stats, you watching right now, 20% of you are electricians that want to become electrical contractors or about to. 70% of you watching right now are electrical contractors. So I appreciate you. As an electrical contractor in both California and in Montana, with the #1 YouTube channel for electrical contractors, I would not be here if it wasn't for you. There is no us without you. You know it. All the relationships I make on this YouTube channel are really to help you guys level up and just give you more of the world of electricians and electrical contracting. So if you're tuning in for the first time, I am literally going to go over every single comment that you guys throw at me. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a blessed New Year. I hope you guys had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, and anything else you celebrate. Let's kick it off by saying, hey, jobber, if you're an electrical contractor, you're sitting across from this camera. My stats also show that 70% of you do not have field software. That absolutely blows my mind. In the description down below of this live feed, in the description is my link to Jobber. I've signed up with Jobber for 2024 for one reason and one reason only. You guys have not signed up for field software yet. And the last company I worked with, which I still love, their price point was a little higher, and I got a lot of pushback on, well, I don't know if I want to spend $100 and something. I'm just a one-man, two-man show. No excuses. We hooked up with Jobber, 20% off. Sign up right now. I'm even going to break for like 10 seconds while I get some stuff that we're going to give away. Ready? Take a 10-second break right now, and I want you to click the link and go to Jobber, and I want you to sign up for that trial like right now. Why do I want you to do it? First of all, it's free. You got 14 days trial. You got nothing to lose. The reason I want you to do it is there's no way you're going to level up in 2024 unless we start you out correctly, and definitely field software is one of that. It's going to do so much for you. Now, the other cool news is now that I hooked up with Jobber at the end of this month, the date's not announced yet, but it's going to be announced probably after I get back from LA or Intersolar. We're all of you that joined Jobber and paid for a subscription are invited for free to do this live right here, except you guys are going to be on screen with me. We're going to have a bunch of you on, and we're going to talk about field software, how important it is, how I use it, why you need it, how you can grow with it. Hey, how you could use my paperwork course if you've taken it, all the terms and conditions, and how we're going to pop it into Jobber. How about if you did my marketing courses, all available, by the way, there's the link, www.360electrician.com. If you did my marketing course and you've got all these different things, line items, we're going to put these as jobs in Jobber so that when you do get the call on these, simply hitting a button, scheduling it, doing the job, one button click, giving them the invoice. And guess what? When you're working all day, 8 hours, you don't go back home to guess what? Work again. You've already done it through Jobber. I want to teach you how. Got to click the link below, sign up. Look, pay for it for a month or two. If you need more than a 14-day trial, it's 20% off. It's a no-brainer. That being said, Ranger Design. How much do I love Ranger Design? Actually, I haven't put it in the link. So if you're watching the replay or a little bit later from that, I'm going to put the link to Ranger Design. So if you're thinking about getting a dream van, here you go. There's my Transit Connect from Ranger Design. Let's see if we can focus on that. Look at that, baby. That's my Ford Transit Ranger Design. They sent me the cars for free. These things are awesome. I've got the Ranger Design system inside of my van. I want you to build your own custom system. I want you to use the link down below to get to their configurator. And whether you have a van now or you're thinking about a dream van, put together the dream configurator and the shelving and the stuff that you want, and then send it over to me. Email it over to me. If you email it over to me, I'm going to give you some back and forth on what I like and what I don't like about the Ranger Design system. Of course, I shouldn't say the Ranger Design system, about the system that you put together. And I'm going to help you tweak it so that your van will have 3 sections in it. One of it I call the new construction remodel section. Everything you need to take care of light remodel, light commercial work for brand new installations. Ooh. Those are your boxes. Those are your connectors, your conduit connectors, all that kind of good stuff that you're going to need in new construction, right? Then on the right side, we have our finish work. And that is, you're going to have your breakers when you do panels. I consider breakers finish work because you're going to pop them in. You're going to have your devices. You're going to have your GFIs. You're going to have your arc faults. You're going to have your surge. Are you stocking surge protectors? ICM, one of my favorite, right out of New York. Look at that beautiful. Look at that beautiful design right there. Made in the USA. One of my favorite companies. You're going to see a lot more from them here. And then, of course, on that side at the bottom, you are going to have all your tools, your contractor tools, of course, Klein tools. You know, we love them here on the channel. And so then you're going to have your low voltage section, or what I call your diversity section, the other jobs you do besides just electrical. Do you do gate motors? Do you do low voltage? What do you do? We have a whole section with the parts keeper, all from Ranger Design. So I hope I didn't lose you. Let's get down to some comments down here. Give me a big shout out. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Give me 30 seconds right now. I'm going to grab a couple things behind me. Make sure you go to Jobber and you sign up for the free trial using my link. 20% off if you sign up. Then you're going to come live with me. Let's go to the comments right now. I'm going to put some of them up there while I grab a couple of things. And let's talk about what we're going to give away in the next 5, maybe 10 minutes if you stick around. All right. Let's go. What do we got here? Already got a few of you there. We got another guy, 881. What's up, my friend? Happy New Year to you as well. It's been a dream, you guys. I cannot complain. You guys have been so good to me. I hope that I've given you value. You know, I'm kind of crazy and I do some crazy things. So, you know, if you appreciate that, smash that like button. I really, really do appreciate you guys. All right, let's get over here and see what we're going to give away today. You know, it's a little tough one. I should be giving away a Ranger car. Oh, I forgot to mention, you guys. Hey, have you heard of Truck Week in Indianapolis, Indiana? Work Truck Week, to be actually more clear. Ranger Design has invited me out there. I should be in their booth at Work Truck Week in Indianapolis, Indiana. There might be a special guest. No confirmation yet, but if she's watching, you might know who she is because we've done stuff together for Klein Tools. If you're out there, you know who. Hey, can you text me? It's been a while we've talked. I want to know if you're going to be at Truck Work Week with me in the Ranger Design booth. I tried to make that happen. It's really on your side right now. I can't wait. We can collaborate and get there. All right, let's see what we're going to give away. We got a ton of Klein tools to give away, obviously. We got a ton of Klein tools to give away. I have been doing a bunch of promotions for Klein tools, as you know. Why don't we start off with the first giveaway? Anybody here, the next 10 people that enter where they're tuning in from, where you're tuning in from, I'm going to send you out a Klein Tools neck and face cooling band, almost like a gator. Let's see if we can get a good focus on that. That's coming out in the next 5 minutes. It's brand new. The box is a little wrinkled. Brand new. Going to send that out to you. So if you're watching, let me know where you're tuning in from. And you're going to be entered to win that. I'm going to pick a winner in about 5 minutes. So first 10 people that let me know where they're tuning in from. All right. And of course, other guy has already chimed in. Connecticut, hoping to brush up on calculations and get my E1. Once I get the ticket, I'll be signing up for the paperwork for sure. Awesome. Leading into paperwork, you guys know I have the course, The Ultimate Paperwork for Electrical Contractors. Why do you need it? You need it so your butt stays in business and you don't have clients taking advantage of you. I'm trying to find the other part to this. I've got a 3-part paperwork course. That's the same one. Here we go. Hey, this is my actual business's paperwork, by the way. I use this every day. What I'm teaching you, I use every day. I'm not the other creator. I'm not knocking any of them that don't really own their own businesses, or they just don't know what they're talking about, or they're just doing a one-off promo for a sponsor because they get paid. I don't do this. I get paid on my 2 brick and mortars. All this is extra. You know why it's extra? It's so that I can give the tools away and bring some joy into your lives because I'm super blessed. Anyway, I've got the paperwork courses where you're going to actually protect yourself. So I'm glad you actually mentioned that. One of those, for example, if I can get my glasses, is what if you say you signed up a job and you told them, no problem, we're going to rewire the house. It's going to be $12,980. And you get into the job and you start banging away, and all of a sudden you're pulling wire and crushed conduit or unpullable or a buried junction box. Now you go back to your client and say, hey, Mr. Rich client living in the Hollywood Hills that has cloth wire in their mansion. Oh, I'm so sorry, but you have, the wire is not pulling. You have a buried junction box. We're going to have to charge you an extra $2,500 to unbury it, find it, couple it, blah, blah, blah. And he looks at you and says, sorry. He looks at your contract, and let's just say this is your contract right here. Yeah, it's pretty much blank because you have a crappy contract. You don't have paperwork. Now, I'm not an attorney, so you better talk to your attorney before you do this. All the stuff I give you is sample only. That's completely editable. Oh, nope. On here, it just says rewire the house, $12,500. No, you said you're going to rewire my house for $12,500. So buried junction box, that's your problem, not mine. I agreed to $12,500. Uh-oh. Well, we ate that one. No new Tahoe in the driveway in 2024. Oh, that vacation, cancel it, baby. We ain't going because now I forked up all this money to get in there and unbury a junction box. But if you did my paperwork course, yeah, what's it say? One is the first things it says, actually. It's right here on the first page. Get a load of this. Right here, you guys, right there. Let's see if I can focus it in. There we go. Right there. In the event of existing crushed or unpullable conduit, I'm not going to read all of it because you got to get the course. An additional charge will apply. Oh, no. Sorry, Mr. Millionaire guy. Sorry, Mr. Nasty customer. I did write on there that if it's unpullable conduit or a hidden junction box, buried junction box, you got to pay extra. You see why it's so important to have paperwork? I think it's the most important thing as an electrical contractor. Now, we're going to use that in conjunction with Jobber, obviously. We want to put that stuff back into Jobber. So field software is super duper important. All right, let's get to your comments. Hey, again, first 10 people that comment. So far, we got 1 entry. First 10 people that comment where you're tuning in from right now. Neck and face cooling band from Klein Tools is coming out to you. I'm going to pick someone in 1 minute. 1 minute. So let me know where you are tuning in from. So far right now, I think, gosh, my screen is really small here, so I apologize. It looks like another guy, but it's spelled a little weird. 881, I think you might be the winner. You're the only one that's commented so far. So guys, let's talk about Klein Tools, right? So Klein Tools is now in Lowe's. We ended up doing a video out there. Did you guys see it with my new apprentice, Anna? I think we're going to call her, we got a new name for her, but I'm going to tell you what it is. These I happen to buy myself. You can see it. These are actually purchased from myself. The video you saw of me at Lowe's buying myself about $1,000 of Klein Tools, paid for it myself. Game changer, you guys. There's some game-changing Klein Tools that have come out. These are 2 different strippers. I ended up buying both of them because I want to know what the difference is. I want to put it in my low voltage pack. So the biggest difference I see here is the shears on this one. This one, see, I'm messing up. This one has the shears. This one doesn't. But this is great for low voltage because look at all the things it does. Boy, I'm mixed up on my sides. It cuts, it crimps, it loops, and it shears. But the cool part is all the different things that this crimps and cuts, perfect for low voltage. So if you're looking for diversify in 2024, you got to do that. So got to love Klein Tools. All right, we got some people coming in. Let's pick a winner. Hurry up, 30 seconds. Where are you tuning in from? All right, we've got Inverse Diablo. Hello, Inverse. Where are you coming in from, my friend? Let me know. I see someone I know very well coming up in the comments here. Hey Jeff, this is Gilbert checking in from Palmdale with GQ Electric. Happy New Year, Palmdale, California, dude. It's a rough spot in the summertime, but Palmdale is growing. A lot of work. I used to have a duplex or 2 houses in Palmdale. Been there many, many times. Lots of great work because Palmdale's still an old city. Got a lot of Zinsco, Federal Pacific there, even though it's been a long time. So Gilberto, you're entered, and Steve, look who's in the live feed. Hi, Jeff. Steve here from New York. No, Steve from electricaltime.com, my good friend. Trying to sneak in a little win there, Steve. I see you, my friend. Guys, if you don't know right now, I keep saying right now, you got to hit pause. I want you to take a pen and paper. Electricaltime.com. He's also on YouTube. Steve Cavaleris, one of my good friends, contributor here at the 360 Electrician for all things code. Where's my code book? Where's my code book? It's up there. I can't even reach it. He's a walking code book. He is one of the only, if not the only, certified Mike Halt trainers and instructors for the state of New York. He also holds 6 inspection licenses. That's more than I've ever heard in my life. Steve, good to have you. In fact, I should probably send you an invite. You want to join, Steve? I'm sending you an invite right now. Let's get Steve in here to say hello. You guys got to meet Steve. Let's hit this email. Steve, you got one coming over right now. Going to get you in here, and you can come and say hello to everybody, and we can tell them what we're going to talk about on the next podcast. Me and Steve got something special for you guys, so don't hang up. Just stay tuned here as I type. Keep your comments coming in. Let me know where you're from. As soon as I send this to Steve, you guys, we're giving away that Klein neck and face cooler right here. We're giving this away right now. As soon as I email Steve. Steve, here it comes. Steve, compose. Hey, by the way, if you guys want to go live with me and Steve, just send me comment. I'll send you an invite. Why not have you guys come in as well? Here it is, Steve. Invite. He's going to come in just a second, and we're going to get to see him. All right. Getting ready to give the winner away, the neck gator away. Boy, I'm losing it. I often say I'm probably having a stroke every 5 seconds. All right, here we go. Who else do we got in here? We're closing it right now. Oregon, great inverse. New York City from Nonya. Gosh, man, my eyes are really bad. Nonya. All right. Hey, Steve, here we go. What are they saying? Hey, Steve, will the daily code questions get updated to 2023? Thanks for the daily code questions. If you guys don't know, you sign up for the email at Steve at electricaltime.com. Sends you a free code question. That's what another guy's talking about. Gilberto, since it's tax season coming up, we can talk about how to best reduce our business taxes. I'm not an accountant, but I will teach you some of my tricks to do that. Absolutely. In fact, Steve's a certified financial advisor, tax guy. Steve's big time. He's got a degree in that. We'll ask him. I like the way you think, Gilberto. All right, it's closed. All right, let's pick a number between 1 and 10. How are we going to do that? Let's randomly pick a number between 1 and 10. Here, let's see if we can do that here. Randomly pick a number between 1 and 10.
1.
Oh, are you kidding me? It says it right there, guys. Oh my gosh, here, let me hide. 1. The number is 1. Guess what? Another guy, 881. You're number 1. You were the first one to tell me where you're tuning in from. So go ahead and email me, Jeff at the360electrician.com. I don't usually answer the emails. My crew and team does. Sometimes you'll get me on it. Right now, send over your name, address, and phone number. We're going to verify that it is you, and you are getting the neck and face cooling pad. Thank you for contributing. I got to close my eyes so it focuses in. Steve's not in yet. What are we going to give away next? Next. I think we're going to give away the demagnetizer. How about that? That's our next giveaway at the end of this live stream. This is the Klein Tools magnetizer. I said demagnetizer. This thing is awesome. Sorry, it's a crushed box. The way I had to get them here from Nika, it crushed everything, but this is brand new. That's going to be the next giveaway, so you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. All right. What do we got here from you guys? Hey, Steve. Well, the daily code, we talked about that. Tax season. I'm running a little bit late on this. I like the way you think. All right. No email yet with the invite. Okay, let me try it again. So how is 2024 starting? What is your there, Steve? What is your biggest goals for 2024? Let me know as we bring Steve right in. There he is.
Hi, Jeff.
Steve, how are you, buddy?
I am good. I think I have to. I think I have to lower my volume or stop the live stream.
Am I too loud? Maybe it's my mic coming in too loud.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out. So, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Jeff?
I can hear you great.
Okay, I think I had to stop my my live stream there
Okay.
for a second, but that's okay. I can hear you. Can you see me?
I can see you. How is New York? Any snow yet?
A little bit of snow. Very, very little snow.
Well, it looks like a subscriber of your email just won the neck gator thing. It was another, I can't even say it, Avier guy. How would you say that? Can you see that, Steve? I said another guy, but it's not an
I think I had to stop because I was listening to the stream and I was getting an echo. So I think I had. Let me. Oh, actually, I can see it now. Okay, so I had to stop the stream because I was getting a delay because of the echo.
Got it. Yeah, turn down that volume. That usually does it.
So that's
so
pretty
yeah. We
cool.
already gave away. We already
Yeah,
gave away the Klein Tools neck and face cooling pad. So someone's going to get that. And at
Wow.
the end of this stream, we're going to give away the magnetizer. I know you got one of these. You know you love these things. These things are great. If you don't have one of these, you got to get it. You can win one on the live stream. Steve, what can people do? What can they expect when they go to electricaltime.com? Tell us what you do.
Well, what I do is I'm an electrical instructor. I teach the code, and that's what I do. And I have live classes that I do once a week on Zoom. And I do I do a lot of free code questions and answers that people can subscribe to on my website, electricaltime.com, and it's free. So when they subscribe on my website, they'll get an email and there'll be some free code questions and answers.
And there you go. I put electricaltime.com so nobody can miss that. You guys got to go over to Steve. You got to level up for 2024 with the code. Steve, we're going to get online hopefully this week. I know I've been pretty crazy a couple of times. You've reached out and vice versa, but I think we're talking about solar, aren't we?
We're going to be talking about Article 690 solar. And what's really going to be cool, we're going to take a look at it from the article. We'll look at the parts. We'll look at all the major sections. And we're just going to sort of look at it from afar. And then we'll do another couple of videos and we'll go into each section into detail. So that's going to be pretty cool when we do that.
Yeah, I think solar is one of the biggest diversifications you can do as far as expanding your business in 2024. This is the year, everybody. Steve, I was thinking, we'd have a way worse year by now, but it looks like, especially if interest rates click down a little bit, we might be okay through this economy. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, just personally?
I'm seeing more jobs coming in. My electricians are telling me they're busy. So I'm pretty excited about this next year. So we're keeping our.
You think it's a good year for that electrician that's been working for Jeff? That guy, not a great guy to work for. Finally says, I just got to do it. You think 2024 is a great year to go from punching out of the electrician time card and punching into the electrical contractor time card?
Well, I think you got to be a special kind of person to go on your own. I've been both. I've been an employee, and I've been. I am an electrical contractor at the same time. Let me tell you, being an electrical contractor takes a lot of energy to run the job, to do the estimates, to do the accounting, to deal with the insurances, all that nonsense, workers' comp audits. I mean, oh my God, but you got to be like a superhuman being to do both. Like, when I left my employer, I said, I'm going to start my own electrical contracting company. I'm going to be making all this money. I was putting in 80 hours a week. And why? I had to go and, look at the jobs, do the estimates. I had to do the billing. I had to buy the supplies. I had to line up the jobs. I had to make sure the guys were ready to do the work. I had to make sure the vans were all gassed up and ready to go. So I had to schedule a lot of things. And the one thing that I really learned from you, and Jeff and I have been friends now for about a year so far. I really wish I would have had a mentor like you to help me manage my business, because it's one thing to be an expert electrician, and I'm a master licensed electrician. I'm an electrical inspector. I'm also an electrical instructor, but that didn't qualify me to be a business owner. It was two different things. So, thank
Right.
God that there's people like you out there that are helping these contractors out there to help manage their business. Because let me tell you, one wrong job, something happens, something bad happens, you're out of business, baby. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
You know,
And you've
um,
got all the liability, because now as the employee, a lot of that liability goes to the owner. I really appreciate that. That's exactly why I started the channel, but it's also the reason why I wanted to partner with such incredible people like you. 6 certifications. I was just telling people 6 inspector certifications. I can't imagine what you have to go through to do that. You are, I forgot about that, a master electrician and a contractor. I always forget that, Steve. I always look at you as the code guru, but you're on everything we talk about on the channel. You've been there, you've done that. And then Mike Holt, the only, if I'm correct, I looked it up. I think you're the only certified trainer instructor, which we all know when you're at the top of this game, you're in the Mike Holt world, correct?
that's right. So I don't want to brag about it, but Mike Holt.
I already did that bragging. Feel free. We really want to know. I think people need to know why they need to go to electricaltime.com and sign up and get those emails and get your classes. Tell us.
Well, listen, I don't want to brag about it, but I had the chance to meet Mike Holt in person in November, and it was really surreal meeting him. I was watched his videos, and I'm actually part of a program that they have, so that I can offer my students the Mike Holt videos, the slides. So we did all that. So what they decided to do over at Mike Holt is to they picked 60 people out of the whole country, and they picked me from the state of New York, and I became the first ever certified instructor trainer by Mike Holt in the entire state of New York. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
basically
cool.
all that does is it gives me the ability to be a better teacher to my students. And that's the number one thing. Actually, you know what, Jeff? That's the only thing that matters. My students.
Amen. My subscribers. That's what I say. Without my subscribers, I'm not here. Without your students, you're not there.
That's right. Right. So I'm here for them. And, again, it's one thing to become a licensed electrician, Jeff. You get your license and you think, hey, I can, do whatever. But try to open up your own business without good business advice from your organization. I got to tell you, what you're doing here is incredible. That you're giving them the advice on how to do things, how to structure their business. I think you have those forms that they can purchase, and then they can customize the forms.
Yeah,
And then
the paperwork course. We were just talking about it as you were coming in, and mine's editable. So you just change the logo and everything. Of course, I tell everybody, go see your attorney, your accountant, and your state board. Don't just copy, put your logo and phone number and go with it. I know probably some people are. I don't advise for it. Mine are just samples as starting points, but I try to cover everybody's, the way I see it, Steve. And I want to talk about one thing before I go there, though. Mike Holt, 1991. 1990, I started electrical construction maintenance degree, 2-year degree at LA Trade Tech. Mike Holt, right away, one of the first books, one of the first mentors I had, number one. Number two, you said something. If I sign up, well, I've already signed up. I know I'm cheating. But if I sign up for electricaltime.com, we get access to all the Mike Holt videos and the courses and all that, which then you take and you teach us step by step. Is that correct?
Right. So once they become a student of my school at electricaltime.com, it's something they have to pay for. I can't give it away for free. Otherwise, if I give everything away for free, I'll be homeless. So right. I got to, pay the bills. But once they become a student of electricaltime.com, and they're paying their bills and they're paying their tuition, which is not much. It's actually a fraction of the price that you would expect to pay at I don't know if in where you are, if I say the BOCES school, does that mean anything?
No.
Okay, here in New York, we have the BOCES schools, and those are the trade schools. And that's where I was teaching the adult education for electrical. And that's also where they have the high school, where they teach the high school students electrical. It's a trade school. So BOCES is a wonderful, wonderful set of schools here in the northeastern section of New York. But my pricing is a fraction of what you might pay in the trade school. And what I teach is the code. I teach the National Electrical Code. And that's all that I teach. I don't teach you how to bend pipe. I don't teach you anything else. I just teach you the code. So that's what I have to offer. And now I'm blessed to be to be authorized by the Mike Holt organization to teach their curriculum and use their videos and use their slides in my classes. Quite an honor.
Right. Yeah, that is incredible. I love it. I love it. So we are going to be talking probably about solar in our next, when you and I meet up again. You and I have done several podcasts. We did the Leviton video, which I have Leviton's Gen 2 panel just arrived. If you guys don't know that, that's another way you can level up your business in 2024. By the way, John, I just sent you an invite. John from Daily Electrician should be popping in any minute. Anybody else that wants to pop in, just send me a DM and I'll get you a link and you can come in just like Steve is right now. So Leviton sent me their panel. I've been working with Span. You know, I reached out to Span. I might be visiting Span's booth in Inner Solar in San Diego this month. I'm trying to see. But you and I are also going to go back and do a part 2 on these sub panels and specifically talk about Leviton Gen 2. I think we did a great video. I think it's a game changer for YouTube. And if you guys don't know, click on my channel, look for Leviton or Smart Panel. The way we've been doing it is I've been talking about the panel, how to sell it, what the best practices and sales tips, residual. And then we head over to Steve, who tells us everything we need to know from the basics. And we'll get down to more nitty gritty of the code, what you need to know when you're installing panels, sub panels, or anything else that we're going to talk about, like solar coming up. So I've enjoyed those videos. I think it's a game changer. And then, of course, in the end of those videos, my team is then installing it. So, Steve, I have some news on the channel. Did you know I have a new apprentice coming in?
You know, I saw something. I heard something. Could you let me know? I kind of heard something. I want to see what it's all about. Go ahead. Lay it on me.
We're going to do that. But before we do, let's see if we got any more comments here. States are cracking down on illegal side work. Connecticut has inspectors that are looking around specifically to catch unlicensed workers. Now, before we get to my news, let's talk about that for a second. One thing that pisses me off more than anything, Steve, and you know what? You're a part of that, and I know I'm going to mess it up because I always do. Tell me the group that you're in, the inspectors, the AEIA.
Well, it's the IAEI.
IAEI. Sorry, I told you I was going to mess it up.
We're known as the International Association of Electrical Inspectors, and we just went through a name change. Now we're going to be known as the Independent Alliance of the Electrical Industry.
Okay, so I got a question for you now.
Yeah.
This pisses me off more than anything else. In California, inspectors don't ask when they come to inspection, okay, let me see your license.
They should.
I could have pulled the permit for Joe Schmo, and an inspector shows up and Joe Schmo is there. It's an unlicensed friend or whatever the case may be. Maybe an owner builder pulled a license. And then he comes and says, who did they don't have authority to do that. I'm assuming it's because they don't want to get into any legal BS or whatever. Do you have that in New York, or is your group ever talk about that? Because, you know, it kind of stinks because really the only person that has authority in California is the Contractor State License Board. Now, if you're a contractor in California and you do a job and you don't pull a permit, you will get dinged on your license now. So they're cracking down that way. But the problem is they're still cracking down on those people that they can find, not the illegal work that people are doing.
You know, it's a big problem, Jeff. You know, you got a lot of people doing electrical work. I mean, it's not, the licensed electricians. I mean, we went through hell, to get our license, to get the insurance, to get our trucks and everything set up. And then we got all these people doing electrical work on the side without licensing. And it's a huge problem.
Now, time out. Now, people are listening to this that are electricians doing side work. Okay. So that's a touchy subject in when you're an owner or not. Now I'm a look, if I don't have any liability or any risk and my guys want to do side job, all the better for them. If they're making extra money, it's not my customer. The way I'm set up, it's usually, I've set it up. By the way, as we speak about that, I do have paperwork coming out, which is my non-solicitation agreements. I have legal stuff set up that my guys wouldn't even dream about it. I take care of my guys and stuff like that. If you're an electrician out there, and Steve, John, what's up, buddy? We're going to talk to you in a second. Always good to see John.
Hi,
But
John.
Steve, if you're out there doing that inspection world, if you're an electrician doing side work, that's great and dandy. But if the house catches on fire,
You're screwed.
if someone gets injured, you don't have any insurance coverage.
That's
You're
it.
going to get reamed.
You're done.
Yeah, you're done. Like your
You're
life
done.
is over. Your family's life is over.
That's
everything.
it. I mean, your whole life is just going to be over at that point.
For a
And
$500, $800, $1,000 side job.
and I'll give you a perfect, Jeff. And I know I've spoken about this in other podcasts. Let's say, you go to change somebody's receptacle outlet in a house, in a one-family house. We call that a dwelling unit in the National Electrical Code. And it's in an area where arc fault protection is required. And you go and you change that receptacle, you charge them $150 and you leave. But you never bother to arc fault protect that branch circuit where the receptacle
Article
outlet.
240.
That's going to be, you're asking me for code now. That's going to be 210.12. And that's
210.12.
AFCI protection. All right.
Yeah.
So, but we also find that in Article 406, which is for receptacles, and I think that's in 406.4D4 called replacements. So basically what all that mumbo jumbo means is like if you change that receptacle outlet, and it's no big deal. You think, hey, I'm just going to change the receptacle outlet. And that's, let's say in the living room where arc fault protection is required in the dwelling unit. And you don't arc fault protect that branch circuit. And let's say there's a fire. They say, hey, that's the guy, he changed out my receptacle, but he never installed arc fault protection and the house burnt down. And you're doing this as a side job with no insurance and maybe no license on top of that. I mean, you're going to have a pretty, interesting time, with the lawyers and the insurance companies.
Pretty bad.
It's going to get pretty.
2024 is not starting out very good.
But the thing is, you just got to, any electrician out there, and a qualifying electrician, in my opinion, somebody who's at least a journeyman, right? Somebody who can go out there and do the work, basically unsupervised, working for a master licensed electrician. That person needs to know the code, right? They need to know how to get things done. They need to have good supervision. They need to be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, boss, I got this problem here. Like, what do I do? Oh, send me a picture. Maybe we can do like a video stream or something. And you just got to make sure that you know what you're doing, you do it right, and you're protecting yourself, you're protecting your boss, and you're protecting the customer. Really important.
Okay, Steve, stick around. I'm going to put John up here because John, I've got a bunch of your stuff that I swiped from Nika. I know you're going to want to talk about that and tell the subscribers that they're probably really yours. Want to talk a little bit about Nika. John and Steve got to meet each other at Nika. Panera Bread, I think, is the only time you guys met up.
Panera Bread, that's right.
So, John, what's up? Steve, hang in there, okay?
I will.
Oop, let me see how I'm going to get. Okay, Steve, stay in there. John, what's up, man?
What's up?
I'm going to give you a full look at this.
Okay.
Look at this hair.
Man,
I'm a little jealous. I'm giving you the full shot.
Out.
For those that you don't know, Daily Electrician, I always say it. I don't even think you're an electrician. John, you are the very first creator that ever came live on my show. Can you believe that? You're probably like, yeah, because nobody wants to go on your show, and you have. Yeah, right. John's probably saying, yeah, Jeff, nobody wants to go on your show, and I'm a good guy. I have a good heart, so I decided to throw you a bone. What's up, man? I miss you.
Not much. Just enjoying the new year. Had a nice
What'd you do? Would you hang out with people? You go out? What'd you do? Family, friends?
I went over to a friend's house last night and we just played some games.
Nice.
Very
cool. So you and I are the only people that have not got an email from Hubble to do a video on this Edge Connect. Have you gotten your email yet?
No response yet.
I know. It's so funny. Even Lexi just did her video, and I think she was the last, like, she's late. And I was like, oh, you and I are in trouble now. I don't even know if they want us anymore now that Lexi kind of rounded it all up, right? A lot of our friends, Stephen J, Stephen, Matt Electrician, Dustin. I think everybody did a Hubble video, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. What do you got for me? What do you got, Klein Tools, baby? Talk to me. What's going on with the Klein Tools front? Any new? I went to a antique store, by the way. I was thinking about you the whole time. Montana's got some crazy antique stores, really old stuff. And those of you guys that don't know it, John is a big time Klein Tools collector. And dude, I was finding a lot of old tools, but no Klein Tools. I was seriously thinking about you. I'm like, I can't wait to find something really cool and then just text you to say I found something. But anything new on the Klein front? Any new tools?
Nothing too recently. I mean, I got like the Klein Monopoly and I think it was like
I saw that video. I think you're crazy for opening it. If you guys don't know, head over to John's YouTube channel, Daily Electrician. He got a Klein Monopoly. That's not easy to find, I don't think. They don't even sell them anymore, right?
No, there's a couple floating around on eBay every once in a while, but they're not too easy to find.
I wonder if Klein has any. I'm gonna call him tomorrow and be like, dude, hook it up, because that's pretty sweet. I mean, if you're an electrician having a Klein Monopoly, again, you're kind of crazy. Why'd you open it? Because you just want to play it?
Yeah, I want to check it out, do like an unboxing. You know, it'd be cool just to put it on the wall, of course, but I didn't really want to buy a second one, so I want to open it up and play with some friends and stuff. So,
what's Boardwalk on the Klein? What's the biggest space or the most expensive?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Oh, I think this year it's going to be they call it KTB, Klein Tools Boulevard. I got to visit, as you know. I think now they're going to probably put KTB as their Boardwalk, because that's like their biggest facility out in Mansfield. It's pretty crazy. Very cool. So what else is going on, man? What's new on your channel for 2024? Are you doing anything new? I just saw your recap on Instagram. That was really cool. Just a good 2023. What's going on with the Daily Electrician for 2024?
I'm gonna have to. Well, usually my channel, you know, is just like what it's like to be an electrician every day, like what I worked on at work every day and stuff like that. But with the current situation at work right now, I can't really make videos at work because of the security and stuff like that. So I just have to do videos outside of work. So it's going to be like how-to videos, like buying tools, unboxings, installs. Like right now I have to make a couple charger videos for car chargers, doing some like collabs with a couple companies and stuff like that. And then just a little bit of what I want, I guess, just a little bit of everything. So
I love it. I love it. You know, I've been talking to you about making a trip to Oregon. So for those guys out there, Stephen, Matt Electrician, and John are good friends out in Oregon, and they're only about 9 hours away. So I think I'm going to try to get you guys to come over, because I got the room for you guys to stay. I've got a ton of job sites we can go to. See, that'd be cool even if you came out for like a weekend, 3-day, you got a place to stay, especially if you had a long one, and then we just go make content on some of my job sites in Montana. That would be pretty cool. And I got to ask you. You know, I got a new apprentice starting. What do you think? Have you seen her?
Yeah, I've seen her a little bit.
All right. We're going to get her on the field. She's definitely handy. She can get things done. She's starting out pretty fresh, but she's more than willing to learn. And for, you know, that whole probably, you know, I mean, several of the ladies that are on YouTube and social media that you and I, of course, know, we met, we hung out with, we're friends with. I think there's just a big market for brands to hook up with women too, and really push the women in the trades. So I'm super excited she came on board. It was like, I was actively kind of putting the word out there, and then she doesn't even know me, and it was like, Josh, which, you know, my right-hand man, Josh, happens to be a family friend of Josh's, and Josh is out at dinner one night the last week or two. And she comes up and he says, you know, and she goes, how's this going? And she goes, yeah, I think, you know, she goes, I'm going to go ahead and get into electrical, because she's got a lot of construction experience. Being in Montana, you do that. All the women know construction, and they've built houses, and a lot of their parents have built their houses or their barns. And so he just talked to her, and she goes, yeah, I've done basic wiring and this and that. And she goes, I'm going to start taking classes. And then, of course, Josh is like, well, Jeff is hiring. And so we got the opportunity to grab her really quick And I think she's super excited. I think she's going to make some great content for women apprentices that are just starting out. And of course, she loves Lexi and just inspired by all the women out there that are doing it, that are just killing it. And so I'm blessed. I get that. That's why I always said I'm in a position with my channel to be able to do the electrical contractor and then get into the electrical space. And now even the electrical women's space, I think is just amazing. So Steve, let's get you back on here really quick. If you're there, let's go. Let's answer some questions from everybody. John, you want to hang out and answer some questions?
Sure.
Let's do it. Let me get my banners off of there. Enough advertising for me. Let's get over here. Leave some comments. Ask some questions. I got to put my glasses because my laptop.
Jeff, can you tell us about your new apprentice?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. So I had been actively looking to hire a woman in one of my brick and mortars, either Los Angeles or Montana. And Josh was at dinner a couple of weeks ago. Josh, you met him at Nika. He's my right-hand man. He's my low voltage technician and apprentice journeyman as well. And he talked to one of his good friends who he's been family friends. They grew up together pretty much. Her name is Anna. You've seen a couple of videos with her. She was gracious enough to quickly jump into uniform and get on board with the Lowe's Klein ad that we did. And so she's got construction experience. She's framed, she's done stuff that you normally do, because as I said, here in Montana, you pretty much everybody here has built at least a pole barn and this, and growing up, you're doing stuff like you're nailing fences. So she definitely had the ability, she definitely has the attitude, she definitely has the grit, and yet she's totally girl, and it's like kind of like Lexi, she's a girl, but boy, she can kick some butt, right? So it was just kind of funny. And she had told Josh, yeah, you know what? I'm decided I'm going to be an electrician. And Josh is like, what? Like, we're looking for a girl electrician. And so another crazy part, I won't get into it, but I knew her mom since I moved here a couple of years ago, we met because she has siblings that know my daughter. Anyway, long story short, it was a no-brainer. I sat her down. I said, are you ready to be a rock star? She goes, let's do it. And, I put a few tools in her hand, put her through the grind. Told her, first thing you're doing is getting rid of those nails, because the first day she came to work, she wasn't expecting to get out on the field. And so the funny part is and nails aren't expensive, I know, because sometimes I have to pay for my wives. Next time I saw her, nails are gone, ready, fitting into gloves, ready to roll. I mean, she's pretty amazing. I don't know how long she'll be with me, but as long as she's with us here at the 360 Electrician, you're going to see her on the channel. So big thumbs up. If you like Anna, you've seen her, comment down below, give a big thumbs up. We're all about women in the trade. We started that on the podcast, and it continues. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be fun, hopefully getting her to some of the trade shows as her presence and audience gets bigger on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and whatever she wants to do. So, yeah, that's about it. So let's get to some questions. I want to answer some questions for everybody out here. Let's see. I'm going to get my glasses on and see who can answer that. Let me spit some knowledge so I can teach people on here how to become an electrical contractor. Electrician level up. He wants to spit some knowledge. Okay, I have no idea what you mean, but let's see if we can see another comment.
I got a question for you, Jeff, and I just forgot it.
Oh, he's giving us knowledge. Well, it's not required to change the circuit to arc fault if you're just changing a breaker. Okay, did we even say that?
No, what I said
is
if you're changing the receptacle outlet in an area in a dwelling unit where arc fault protection is now required. And we find those areas in 210.12. But when we look at the replacement of the receptacle, and I think that's in 406.4D4 called replacements, it says, hey, you're going to replace that receptacle outlet, let's say for the living room where arc fault protection is required. You're going to have to provide arc fault protection. Now you can do that with the an arc fault device, a receptacle. That would have to be at the first receptacle outlet on that branch circuit. Or, what's just a lot easier, just go put an arc fault circuit breaker in and just protect the whole branch circuit and be done with it.
Well, I personally have been caught several times where I had to arc fault it. So electrician level up, I don't know who you are. I appreciate you coming on here, but for you to comment, you're like a typical troll electrician to say that we don't know what we're talking about. I hope no one wrote down what he said. If you're there to change an outlet, you are not required to upgrade the entire circuit to arc fault protection. Now,
You should
Now,
probably
I'm
read.
assuming he lives somewhere where maybe the
You know what?
governing body doesn't require
You
it.
know what, Jeff? It
Yeah.
depends on where you are. Some states do not adopt the entire national electrical code, and
Right.
some
I'm
states
assuming that's what
do.
he's talking about.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's probably
And
what he's
clear it up.
talking about there.
Electrician level up. We're not here to bash each other, but
No, of course
clarify,
not.
please, because
But
100% you absolutely are required to change that circuit and arc fault protect an outlet in Los Angeles, California.
so you know what?
This happens a lot in apartment buildings. We go into an apartment building and they put a space heater and they burn the receptacle. And for years, we just went in there and went, here's my $150, $200. Pop, pop, we're out. Well, not those days are gone now. You don't pop, pop, you pop out. And then what happens when it's a Zinsco panel? Then Steve's right. You either have to arc fault device the very first receptacle, and then downstream it's arc fault protected, or you're doing a panel upgrade. And by the way, Steve, if I'm correct, and mind you, it's been a while since I've actually checked, because we usually will arc fault the circuit. We sell new panels. We don't do Band-Aids. Look, if you're a 360 electrician, we don't go in there and say, oh yeah, we're just going to do this. No. You got a Zinsco panel, my friend. So no, I will not just change that receptacle unless you change the sub panel. That's just how we roll. You could roll any way you want. Make your 199, get out the door. Maybe you're in business tomorrow, maybe you're not, but I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to do it. If they don't have the funds for it, I'm sorry, then call that guy that wants to kind of cheat the system or whatever the case may be. But if I remember correctly too, an arc fault that you line and load might have a limit on it, or I don't know. I don't have one here. I need to update and see what the new UL listings are, because if you have, 4 or 5 receptacles after that point, you got to make sure that will cover it. Because if I remember correctly, and this is going back a while, there is still a UL listing, or at least the one that I used. I can't remember if it was a certain distance away or if it was the number of receptacles you can line load on that arc fault. But again, that's just something that you got to read the instructions for. But yeah, electrician level up. Just clarify if you're talking about your area. Because,
well, listen, you know what? We're all electrical professionals here, and it's okay to have a difference of opinion, and but we have to look at the rules and the laws of where we're working in that state. If the state has fully adopted the national electrical code, they might have said, hey, you know what, we're going to adopt the code, but we're not going to adopt this section or this part. They have that ability. But
I still have surge protection in some counties of Los Angeles and California, that some are going to require the surge protector, even though it's a requirement. Some areas aren't, depending on the work that you're getting done for whatever reason. I've had surge protector, we always install them. And then the inspectors are always like, because when you pull your permit, you have to put per device and stuff. And they say, well, why did you put the surge in? And of course, we tell them the requirement in the code. And he goes, our jurisdiction, and I think if I was correct, and don't quote me, it was like Santa Barbara, which is Ventura County. And he said, oh, that's great. Yeah, we don't mind. It's just we're not there yet. And I was like, whoa, really? So we're a couple way behind on surge protection.
So guys,
you're going to get bashed like hell putting that on YouTube,
it's okay.
Because they live in their bubble of their community. Montana pretty much adopted all of it as well.
Like sometimes my students will bring something to my attention that I wasn't thinking about. And I got to tell you, to be an instructor, you have to be able to listen and to understand and to make the interpretations. And it's great if other people have different interpretations, because we're all here to learn from each other. It's not that I'm smarter than you or you're smarter than me. We're all working together, and I think that's really important. And to get back onto this crazy AFCI arc fault protection. So I'm going to give you guys an example. So let's say you're going to change a receptacle outlet, right? And you do that and you're happy and you made your $150. But what I'm going to suggest is something completely different. Before you even touch that receptacle outlet that you're going to replace, go to the panel, find out which breaker that is. Take out the old breaker that's just working on overcurrent and pop in an arc fault circuit breaker. Turn it on, see if it holds. Because there might be arcing. We have a series arc and we have a parallel arc, right? There could be loose wires that are somewhere in the system. Or maybe somebody put a sheetrock screw through the Romex or something. And we've got this arcing. The arc fault breakers could say, hey, wait a minute. I got an arc, I'm going to shut off, or I might have what's called objectionable current, and that's 250.6. That's where maybe the neutral and the ground, they're touching each other somewhere downstream in the circuit. Maybe we have a lot of old junction boxes in the house. And I do see here a comment. It's an old house. Wouldn't there a chance the arc fault may nuisance trip? Yes, it may. But the problem here is, and Jeff, I think you lost your audio. Jeff, is your audio on?
Yep, there we go. Yeah, it's funny. I saw that comment. I had to put it on there because you're addressing that right away. But again, of course, it's a nuisance trip, but a nuisance trip means there's something going on. And your job as an electrician is to find that something.
I'll tell you what, one of my students calls me and he goes, Steve, you know, the arc fault breaker is tripping. I said, okay, well, that's probably a good thing because the arc fault breaker is doing its job. So I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go and follow that branch circuit and tell me what's the first thing that you see is connected to that branch circuit. He goes, oh, I found the junction box in the basement. I said, okay, go make sure that that arc fault breaker is physically turned off, right? Because tripping and physically turned off can be two different things. So make sure it's turned off. Open up the junction box. And what did he find? He found out that the hot wire was touching the metal of the junction box, and there was arcing in there. And when he opened it up, he showed me the cover. It was all blackened from where the hot wire was touching the cover. So the arc fault did its job. And if it was a regular circuit breaker, the regular circuit breaker is just going to say, hey, I'm looking for anything more than 15 amps. If you don't got more than 15 amps, I'm going to stay on, and I'm going to stay on until I burn the house down. Arc fault circuit breakers, let me tell you, it's a game changer for us electricians. And I highly recommend, before you touch any circuit in the house, and I don't care if you agree with me or not, go and put in that arc fault circuit breaker, see if it holds. If it holds.
And that is why I love the new Leviton smart breakers, right?
Oh, they're fantastic.
If you had a smart panel, you just pop it out and pop it in. I'm just putting a plug there for our next video that we're doing.
You know what? You can disagree with me. It's okay. But the reason that they made these arc fault circuit breakers is to help reduce the chance of the house catching on fire.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's it.
All right, let's go and get some other comments. I got my good friend Drake here. I saw he wants to say what's up. Let's get you in here, Drake. Where are you, buddy? And then Electrician Level Up probably already left, but I wanted him to clarify his
I just want to show you guys one thing here. Can you see that, Jeff?
Oh, snap.
All right. You see that? So I thank you very much for giving that to me. We got that at Nika.
I got one.
Did you get one, Jeff?
Hold on. I'm going to see if I got one. Hold on. I'm going to put you two on right now and talk about Nika or something. I'm going to check my board and see if I got one of those. Hold on.
I'll have to grab my wallet, but I have been using your the card that you gave me to check the ampacity, so that's been helpful.
All right, I'm glad it was helpful. You know, I so everybody does, you know, when you meet me in person, wherever that is, I have a neat business card that has the ampacity table on there. So if you ever meet me in person, I'm here in New York. You know, I'll be sure to to give you one. So I'm glad you're able to get some usefulness out of that.
Look at that, baby.
I think we're gonna. You got your official daily electrician.
Oh man.
Oh, okay, that's my business card with the ampacity table.
I keep it in my wallet.
Fantastic.
How cool is that?
All right.
Thank you, daily electrician.
Oh, you got two of them. Wait a minute.
I got two of them.
Wait a minute.
Oh no, here he goes.
I got two of them too.
Oh man.
All right.
I'm gonna give mine away. I'm going to give one of them away. Alyssa's on. Alyssa, do you want to come in here? Is Alyssa watching us live? Alyssa's Alyssa the Sparky Instagram. Oh, no, she sent me something on Reels. Okay, let's get Drake. Good to see you, brother. Always good to see Drake. He's always in here. The liability is why I brought that up. That was about the old house. Anyone can do a proper install. Keep the law on your side. Amen to that, brother. And again, guys, that's why I have the paperwork course. Shameless plug. the only place on all of YouTube, on all of social media, on all of the internet. Go to my website, pick up the courses. You're going to get the 3-pack. It's got all the stuff you need to think about, completely editable for you to take to your attorneys and your lawyers. I'm giving you the same one. It's 3 sheets. But anyway, all right, John, let's get a question here for you. We're going to let you discuss. Oh, there it is. Who's saying what's up? Eric P, daily electrician, wake up. Uh-oh.
Wake up.
That was very nice. We had a party. Did they not know it was New Year's Eve last night?
Yeah, I was up pretty late.
Okay, I got you. You already commented. Let's see. What do we got? Almighty again.
I had a question for you, Jeff.
I am being asked to use 250 kc mil aluminum in a 200 amp residential 2-family house.
Okay.
I'm assuming that that's going to be the main feeder into the 2-gang meter section if it's 2-family house. What do you guys think? 83% rule?
Well, 80% rule is only going to apply for the main service entrance conductor that's feeding the
That's what I'm
2-gang.
thinking, though. If it's a 2-family and they got a 2-gang
Actually,
meter,
no, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. The 83, are you talking about the 83% rule there, Almighty?
I'm assuming he is because I figure he's got a drop coming in to feed the 2-gang meter section. That would be 83%.
Well, without making this into a code course over here, we got that 83% rule, and that's where the service of the feeder is feeding that entire load, to that dwelling unit, and we're allowed to use that 83% rule. Who's asking you to use a 250 kc mil?
All right. Hopefully we get an answer for that. We'll move on until we do. Stephanie, what's going on? What would be the first steps to become an apprentice in Riverside, California? Okay, so Riverside, you are, gosh, I've been out of California in 2 years, even though I'm there every month. Riverside, isn't that inland? I think that's inland. So, I mean, trade school is the first way to go. IBEW, obviously, John, you could kind of attest to that. How does someone get into the IBEW if they want to become an apprentice? And I mean, are they taking people, you think, now? Is there a pretty big demand? I know every area is going to be different. But let's talk. John could quickly answer IBEW. What's your first steps? How did you do it, John? You got to call the locals. Steve, I'll get you back in here. Let John answer this one. You got to call your local chapter? Is that the first way to go?
Well, for me, I didn't do a union apprenticeship, so it's kind of out of my knowledge. But I was already a journeyman when I transferred over into the union, so it was really just a simple couple pieces of paper and a phone call. So, but for apprenticeship,
Nice.
I mean, you can always start out by going in and talking to the people in the office and getting the information you need in the paperwork. But yeah, the most helpful thing would probably be going to Stephen Matt Electrician's channel and watching some of his videos. Obviously, it's going to be different per area, but you're going to have you're going to have to fill out information. You're going to have to go through an interview, aptitude test, and then there's boot camp, and then getting hired by a company.
Gotcha. Yeah, the other route is if you go work for a company, anybody that's either a part of IBEW or a part of the IEC, Independent Electrical Contractors. I'll get Steve back in here because you might have something to add to that, Steve. But the way I did it to become an apprentice per se, there's 2 parts. Apprentice is actually apprentice. I have 2 apprentices. Anna's a new apprentice. She basically hasn't, her experience in electrical to be you need minimum 4 years to be a journeyman. She's in year 1 with us, really. So we start her out in residential. We teach her whatever she needs to. The thing is, she has the hard skills, soft skills. I don't know what they call that, where you can put a hammer and a drill in your hand, and we don't have to teach you that because that'd be pretty tough. So, she's already picked up tools. We've already got her some clients. She's ready. We're going to get in her and start teaching her how to rope a house, basics. So she's an apprentice that way. You can be apprentice by getting hired by someone that's an electrical contractor. You got to work under a minimum journeyman here in Montana. Journeyman to become a master has to work under a master for 4 years. So it's kind of crazy. California is a little bit different. It's 4 years, but although they changed it now because I think you have to be a journeyman for 4 years before now you can get your C10. Don't quote me on that. It's been 20 years since I got my C10. But so you can do it by working for someone. You can do it like John said. Head over to the Mad Electrician on YouTube or on Instagram. Send him a message. Say you're friends with John at Daily Electrician and Jeff, the 360 Electrician, and Steve at electricaltime.com. We're all great friends with Steven. He's going to help you, guide you. That's the great resource for that. Third is independent schools like Los Angeles Trade Technical College. It's a 2-year degree in electrical construction and maintenance, which if you really put apples to apples together, it's like going through an IBEW 2-year apprenticeship program or an IEC 2-year apprenticeship program. IEC, though, and IBEW would be that you're working for someone and doing the apprenticeship program. So that's probably my 2 bits of advice. Anything, Steve, in New York, how to become watch Lexi videos?
Well, there's
That
a
might
lot
be
of
the
videos.
fourth option.
There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube, and some of the videos are actually pretty good, and some of them are not so good. But I think
Right.
the thing that we learned from watching all these videos is that eventually which ones are good and which ones maybe the person may not know what they're talking about, especially if
Mhm.
it's electrician, telling people how to do things. I saw a video one time where a guy was running power to his shed in the backyard, and
Mhm.
he was running Romex, directly buried in the backyard. I'm like, well, you can't do that, and like, but he thought
Yeah.
it was okay, and after he got done, he
Now,
goes,
there's
"Oh,
no jurisdiction, by the way, if you're listening to this, so let me spit some knowledge, anywhere that you can bury Romex, okay?
no,
It's
of
not
course
UL
not."
listed for it, so
No,
nowhere
but
can you do
but
it.
he was like so happy. He's like, "Oh, look, the lights work, everything works, and I did this by myself, and I saved a lot of money."
And
And and
and
those
the
are the
wire is
dangers,
like under cabinet LEDs. They glow all the way to the barn
right? And
underground.
and so you get to watch all these things, and but I think the most important thing, if you're an apprentice electrician, whether you're working in a union shop or a private shop, make sure you get your code book. You know, Number one, get a code book. Make sure you read your code book a little bit every day, especially let's say you're going to work on a swimming pool, and you're going to want to read Article 680. Even though you might not understand what you just read, at least you're starting to get acquainted with the code knowledge, and eventually,
Right.
over a course of time, you're going to start to know the code.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
so
right. JJ, I had a neutral wire in a J box bundled up with another circuit, and that was the issue. That was for that arc fault we were talking about. And JJ,
okay.
by the way, aloha from Hawaii. Which island are you in, JJ? We'd love to know. Hopefully the recovery there for that fire is going okay. I haven't heard any news from that. Eric P. He's the man. I'm talking. I don't know which
I
one
don't
of
know
you
who's
guys he's talking about. He's not talking about me for sure.
Obviously, me, Jeff.
Right. It's
But
definitely
on that previous
yeah.
comment, Jeff, the neutrals were mixed from two different circuits, and that's a no-no.
Right.
Because when we have a circuit, and just think about like a battery, right? Like old-fashioned battery, and you got your wire and your light bulb. The positive side goes to one end of the light bulb, and the negative side goes to the other end. I'm sorry, the battery, and the light bulb lights up, right? So we have a complete circuit. But when you have alternating current, in a single family dwelling, you got phase A and phase B, or line 1 or line 2, whatever you want to call it. And if you start mixing up the neutrals or the grounded conductor, what's happening, the path that's going for the circuit, it's getting mixed up with other circuits. So the arc fault breaker will say, hey, something's wrong with the wiring. I'm going to trip. And you know what? That's a great thing for us electricians. You put in that arc fault breaker and it trips, and you say, hey, to the homeowner, you got a problem here. What's the problem? Well, we don't know. We have to investigate. And then when you get that problem fixed and that arc fault breaker holds, you look like a hero. And you're actually helping to make sure that the house is wired safely.
Very cool. All right, little shameless plug here again. I'm wearing the Jobber hat because you guys know I've gone to Jobber this year, and the reason I did that is not for me. It's for you guys out there that are watching. I've got my 20% discount code with the 14-day trial because the entry point for Jobber is so affordable. You have no excuses in 2024. I'm the electrical contractor channel as a coach, as a teacher, as a contractor in 2 states. I'm telling you, as the godfather, or like some people like to call me Papa, I'm telling you, you got to click the link and you got to sign up. We're going to do a course at the end of the month where we're all going to come on and we're going to talk about Jobber and the different ways that I use it and how you can use it to help level up. Little shameless plug for you guys out there. Make sure you guys get service software for 2024. I'm not kidding. It's going to help you go to work and then not go to work when you get home to finish your day because you got everything done. Jobber's going to do it for you. The most affordable way to get into software, I promise you. All right, couple more questions coming in. We got Thomas. Thomas was saying 4-aught for the service. I thought we had an nope, he didn't. It's an old house. Wouldn't there be a chance of the arc fault nuisance? So Almighty Hugh did not answer that 250 question, but Thomas Avin said 4-aught for service entrance. No,
Okay.
on aluminum.
On aluminum.
Yeah, for 200
and we all know, if we look at the ampacity table of table 310.16 in the 2020 NEC and the 2023 NEC, 4-aught aluminum under the 175 degree C column is only good for 180 amps. However, if we follow the 83% rule of 310.12 and we qualify for that 83% rule, then we're allowed to take 200 amps times 83%. That's 166 amps. We go back to the ampacity table of 310.16. We look for a conductor that's good for, at least 166 amps, and we find 4-aught aluminum. But if we look at table 310.12a, they already did the math for us. And they'll say for service or feeder size, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to picture in my mind, service or feeder size 200 amps, and they'll say aluminum 4-aught. So there's a correlation between the ampacity table of table 310.16, and if you're in the 17 or the 14 code, that's going to be table 310.15 B16, right? So they changed the table numbers.
It's a walking code book right here. That's why I don't need to know anything. In fact, I'm wrong more than 50% of the time because I'm not on the field, right? I always have to call Steve, and it's true. Hey, Steve, I got a question. What do you think?
No problem. I'll go to the quiet place.
It's not going to be a quick answer. Well, let's get your code. What year are we talking about? And so it's great. Inverse Diablo, so this is for the apprenticeship. Back to you, Stephanie. Send in application, resume, and transcripts. They then make you take an aptitude test. Did you take an aptitude test, John?
No, I did have to take like a math placement test to get into my non-union apprenticeship, and I'm pretty sure that's still the case now. But I think they did upgrade. Non-union did upgrade to a aptitude test as well now, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what the aptitude test has on it, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to have to ask Steven or somebody. Maybe Alyssa. Alyssa's IBEW. Who else is IBEW that's friends of ours that we know? I'll have to find out. JJ, Hawaii, you can go through Penn and Foster online school for 2 years plus the 10,000 hours. Wow, 10,000 hours is a lot. It's usually 8,000 most states.
I got a question.
Am I right?
Yeah, 8,000.
Yeah.
So my question is, how big is your company in Montana? How many people do you got, like journeymen and apprentices? Like you got Josh.
So I now have one master, me, technically, but I don't count myself. I've got 2 journeymen. I've got now 3 helpers. And we just put our second van on service. We opened officially. It's tough. My guys always say, well, we've been open since, I think, June. So here we are, 6 months. But we started getting work in like July, mid-July, August. And now we're going to put our 3rd van online in spring. So I'm actively looking for, when I was trying to find a girl to hire, I was actually looking for a journeyman girl. There's a couple. If you're in Montana and you're watching this, I don't want to say the company's name because I don't want to steal people, but it starts with a P. Apparently there's a girl out here. Her name is Alex. That's the word on the street. I'm actively trying to hunt her down. In fact, me and Anna were out doing a video together, and I think we ran into her, but we didn't want to bother her because she was like working. And I don't do that. I don't steal other people's employees. That's not what I'm about. But as soon as I if I can hire another girl electrician that's a journeyman, then they will be in the van. If not, I'll be hiring another journeyman or master. So we've been open like since June, but I always say like 4 to 5 months since we've really been working, and it's been awesome. And by the way, now is the craziest time. It's middle of winter. You don't get any work. We've already have $100,000 of work lined up as soon as the weather turns better. So, and then of course, when the weather turns better, now you're going to have $100,000 more just come in instantly. So, and that's a mixture of commercial and residential. I'm an unlimited master electrician, unlimited contractor, which allows me to do everything and anything, no dollar amount, anything I want. And then I'm a master electrician in Montana. In California, I've been open since 2005. I'm a journeyman there because they don't have a master certification per se. Although it's the same kind of thing, except if you just have 4 years of experience, you can just take your journeyman test. And then I have an unlimited, which is a C10 electrical contractor's license. It's the top one in California. Allows you to do 0 to 600 volts, solar, low voltage, everything except fire alarm and life safety. Here in Montana, I found out that the only thing I'm not allowed to do as an electrician is under 60 volts, which means no fire alarm, no life safety, but not, it doesn't include low voltage or security cameras. Those we can do, which in California, I don't do life safety and security cameras. So it's kind of weird. That answer your question?
Yeah. And then the second part to that, or I guess the second part was just a comment was, I really liked your Lowe's video where you just took everyone to the store and like bought a whole bunch of stuff. I think that's super cool. And
Yes.
you guys can just go hang out and make a video, but they appreciate that,
Yeah.
especially at a small company. I bet that feels like really homey.
It was really cool. And you know what? Can I do something right now? I mean, I kind of want to do it because people are like, they're like, show us the receipt. I actually paid out of my own money. It was $900. You know what? I could probably pull it up. Lowe's, you guys can see it. It was $963 in tools at Lowe's. And I mean, obviously daily, we're all in on Klein. So I always pay it back. Everything I have here, most of it I'm going to give back. If I shoot the camera over there, you want me to show you a nice little bag of Klein? Let me just show you some of the stuff that I bought. Oh, and by the way, here, I was just at Home Depot yesterday. Let me close a little bit of my name just because I don't want everybody to see it. But here, I mean, there it is. I just bought these literally yesterday from Home Depot because, Home Depot is trying to liquidate and do some deals on Klein because now look at my order date right there, 12/29. I just picked it up a couple days ago. So I buy my own tools. It's not that Klein doesn't send me tools, guys, but I am not officially sponsored by Klein. Klein does not, there's no money that exchanges hands. What I do for Klein is I do have a deal with Klein. It's a verbal deal. I know everyone here is going, what the hell? John, I'm going to get you on, Steve. I'm going to get you off for a second. John, you've been with me at Nika. You see how I roll. There's no channel like mine, only because, again, I make my money off my brick and mortars, my coaching, my courses and stuff. But you see the love I give and how much I'm a pay it forward guy. But I think you could attest, to the whole Klein thing and how we work with Weha and kind of we try to bully some brands into certain stuff. But I think you can attest. Klein never paid me for Nika. Klein's never, So yeah, I'm officially unofficially sponsored by Klein Tools. How's that? That make sense?
Yeah.
You and me have a passion for Klein Tools. So therefore, it's easy to promote Klein Tools on my channel. And Klein appreciates it. And I believe in equal, if not greater value, appreciates us telling the truth and just showing them, showing them great tools. And like I said, there's no other tool company that takes you from A to Z. Now, that being said, I have a couple of other tool brands that are sending me tools. I will be showing other tools. I'm not exclusive. I have no contract just to keep it Klein Tools. So there are a couple other brands that I believe in. And I think, John, Steven just got a bunch of tools from that company as well. There's a guy there. I'm just going to call him out. His name is Bart. Just a great guy. Great. I love the attitude. I love the relationship. John's been with me at Nika enough to know that our handshakes are our bonds and our loyalties are true. And we're not just chasing the next dollar. I mean, that's absolutely true. In fact, I know it from John as well, because John, if you wanted the sponsorship money and that was your goal on your channel, you wouldn't have a Klein wall behind you. But yet you have a Klein wall behind you because you love the brand, you're loyal to the brand. And unlike other creators, I'm not knocking them because they have to eat. I get it. But, hey, look at this brand. It's so beautiful. And then look at this brand. It's so beautiful. We're going to say this is beautiful and give you the both things. But we're not, I don't want to call it selling out because it's not selling out. But, you got to pick you got to pick loyalties, you got to pick sides. And, for us, there's no other tool company that covers us from A to literally, W, because they don't have everything. You talk about Greenlee, they got some pullers and stuff. Greenlee's never reached out to us. Ideal and I have been talking for months. Has anything come out of it? No. Am I pushing it? Absolutely not. Right. So I will promote those people that believe in me first. If they believe in me, truly believe in me, not just, hey, can you do a video because we want this shown, but they're going to do other things than just pay me money and give me free tools, because I don't need your money and I don't need your tools. What I need is the trust, the brand relationship is what I need. And so that's kind of what we have with Klein. And so what did I do? Yeah, I took all my guys to Lowe's because we were doing a Lowe's promo for Klein. And so, yeah, I took them all and I said, pick whatever the heck you want. It's on me. Literally, and again, it wasn't for Klein. This was for Lowe's, technically, with Klein. It's kind of a complicated situation. But basically, everything I got, I just gave it back to my guys. And I paid for it out of pocket. So I hope that answered the question. I know I never give anybody, the direct cut answer. It's always got to be the ADD.
It's
Jeff's,
the 10-hour answer.
Jeff,
totally.
I just want to make a comment. I did watch that video where you were buying your electricians all the tools there at Lowe's, and I got to tell you, it brought back a lot of memories when I hired new apprentices, and I'd go to the store with them, and I'd say, okay, let's go get you the linesman, let's get you all the electrical tools. As an employer, it was really an honor for me to get the apprentices the right tools, because they'd come to work and they'd have these tools from the 99-cent store. I'm like, those are not the tools that you need. You need good tools if you're going to be a good electrician. And as
they're the bread and butter of my company. Am I not going to invest? Look, there was four of them. Was there four of them? Four of them, $250 each. It's Christmas anyway. They got their Christmas bonus. It's totally different, by the way. But you know what? Same thing. I called Rudy in LA. I go, Rudy's going to see this video. He's going to be pissed. No, I've already sent some care packages. I bought a bunch of stuff. I sent Rudy my personal Milwaukee M18, brand new, because, I don't use them anymore. And you know how I'm kind of feeling about Milwaukee. They've never reached out to me. They want to send everybody. I'm not knocking them, but you want to send a contractor tool to an electrician because they have 100,000 followers. I hate to say it, but screw you, Milwaukee, because it's the electrical contractor, my subscribers, that need to see what that tool does and how they're going to make money off it, how they're going to keep their people safe. John, you were with me. I don't want to throw you into this, but when I went and did that interview with Milwaukee so that my wrist doesn't break, that's not what I care about. I care about that my best employee is not on workers' comp, and now I have to somehow get someone to finish that job. So therefore, I can promote Milwaukee tools in a way that nobody else can. But when Milwaukee doesn't give a crap about that and they think they're the biggest in the room, then what do I care if I bash Milwaukee? They're not supporting us or our channel. And I know, Steve, you're the big one that says don't burn bridges. I'm not burning a bridge. As soon as they reach out for their tool line, I'm all in. I don't have a tool sponsor, and I use Milwaukee power tools. Am I going to switch brands? I'm open to it. I hope I don't have to. It's not like Milwaukee's watching this and I'm going to get some too. But when brands just reach out because there's 100,000 subscribers, I always ask the question, who are you reaching to? No electrician. John, I'd ask you. I'll ask you, Steve. The torque wrench, which, I talked to Milwaukee about the torque wrench. I said, that's a must. But I feel like my guys are not going to spend $400 or $600. I forgot how much that torque wrench is to keep it in their van, because you think they give a crap about torquing as much as I do? Now, if I tell them you have to torque everything, what's the next thing they're going to say? Well, buy me a damn torquer.
They're going to say,
so what do they use? Stupid Harbor Freight, $99 torque machine. See, they don't get it. The electrician's not going to buy that. I don't care who you send that to, because you're going to say 800,000 electricians are going to see that tool and go, yeah, so what? It's cool. But unless Jeff, my boss, the electrical contractor, puts it in the van, I'm not going to use it because I'm not going to buy it. And so that's what I mean by brands. When brands reach out, it's like, okay, what are you reaching out for? Now, John knows we just did a Hubble video. I have mine here. But I think it's a great device that I think electrical contractors should know about. So I did a one-off video, But everything else, I want to do 1-year deals. I want to bring it so that people know that I'm on board with it. I'm not just selling out to every brand that's going to do something. But I don't even know. I don't know. I'm getting on a tangent, but I kind of get pissed off whenever I talk about Milwaukee.
I just want to make a point here, Jeff. So when I would hire the new apprentice electricians, to me it was an honor that I got to be, the person hiring this person and helping to guide their future. And when we bought them good tools, I saw that they really appreciated those quality tools, and
Right.
they did a better job, which made them feel better about being an apprentice electrician, and it made me proud to be the employer. So it all
And
goes.
working, and I'm sure they love working for you, because most employers will not do that. That's for
You
sure.
know what? I loved spending money on the apprentice electricians to get them, what they needed. My last one was actually my nephew that I hired,
Oh,
and I think in one day I spent over $1,000 in buying
wow.
him tools, and he never had these electrical tools like this before, and he was so appreciative, and he took care of them because he knew that this was expensive stuff and this was good
Right.
stuff, and he still has
Very
them
cool.
today after all of those
Very
years.
Listen, by the way, you guys, I'm not keeping you. If you guys need to go, go. I can't believe we're going in an hour and 25. We still have a bunch of people watching. So smash that like if you like what you're hearing. If you're on the replay, again, please see the descriptions down below. Steve, I'm going to put your electricaltime.com website down below. I'll pop it up here again. Everybody go sign up for the email list. We got a bunch of comments. Let's get through them, and we'll wrap this thing up in the next 4 minutes
JJ,
because it's late.
two-
JJ, 2 different breakers were tripping. That was still talking about that. John, you had some stuff more like Swiper. John, I have the video. I have so many videos of us at Nika that I haven't put out. I probably should. We had the best time ever. So I got to tell the story about Swiper. Steve, you had already left that day. And it's funny because I don't even think you met Lexi. And the funny part is,
No.
I don't want to say how you know Lexi, but you have a connection to Lexi that just popped up. Even Lexi was like, how the heck does this happen? How does Steve know this person? No. So John and I, me and Josh were at the press booth because we got them to set up a press booth for us because we couldn't get a booth at Nika, which is the whole reason why everybody got invited, right? I worked with Nika to try to get the Nika booth for creators. So they gave us a corner. It was called the press booth. And really we were the social media creators were really the only press. So John happens, we tell them, they all got press passes. They were doing whatever. And so Nika gave you a free bag. Steve, you got one. And in your free bag, you got like some Milwaukee tools. And so John left his bag on the table unbeknownst to any of us. And then we left for the day. I think that night, me and Josh went back to the press booth because we had to get some stuff under the tables. And Josh goes, oh, this bag is sitting here. And I go, really? I go, well, everyone's gone. So we go through the bag and the only thing we take are the 2 cool things, which is the Milwaukee tools. The next morning, John comes in and John's like, son of a gun. Someone stole my stuff and this and that. And me and Josh and everyone's like, dude, who the heck would do that? Like nobody should be in here. And, we're talking, the whole day goes by. We don't think about it, whatever. The next morning again, we come in and John's still talking about like, don't leave your stuff here. It's going to get stolen. And then all of a sudden because that night me and Josh were counting some of our free tools and stuff because we want to give it away on the channel. And then all of a sudden I have an epiphany. I'm like, oh crap, it was John's bag that we took all the stuff out of. And of course, there's a video where John is actually going to stab me for that. Like he gets a knife from Steven, Mad Electrician. They're going to stab me over some tool. No, I'm just kidding. But I have a funny video of that, John. So I should probably put it out or let you put it out on the channel. So it was really funny. We had a great time. I think, honestly, I probably had one of the best times I've ever had, like outside of, work, this stuff. I think we all got along. We all met at the Panera Bread. So that video's out and it was just great meeting everybody there. So it was really cool. John, you want to add to that? Because honestly, who leaves a bag full of their tools and free stuff on a table overnight, right?
I just want to say
really
that
can't blame me for that.
you told me it was safe, or I don't know who, but someone told me it was safe to leave my tools there, and then my tools went missing, and then
it was me.
And then
the more
by
I
the
tell
end
you
of
it's safe, the more you're going to leave your tools for me to swipe. So it's
by
all
the
good.
end of the convention, I still never got my tape measure back. I just want to throw that out there, but it's all good.
Oh man, it was Milwaukee anyway. We'll send you a
I
Klein
just
one.
I want to mention something. When we're all electricians here, that's what we are. We're electricians. We just love. We have electrons flowing through our bodies
Right.
here. And when I just want to mention about Nika, that was my first Nika event I ever went to, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it was
phenomenal. So I suggest to every electrician out there, if you can go to an electrical convention, look at the different vendors, at the different tools, meet with different electricians. It's a great learning opportunity, and it was a great experience for me. to meet, you, Jeff, and the other YouTube creators out there in the electrical field. It was really nice. And,
Yeah,
we
I
get
think
to,
I got you press passes too, right? You were press at that event.
yeah, I was a member of the press,
Very cool.
for the NICA event. And,
Yeah.
being an electrician, you have to acquire knowledge all the time. It's really critical. And you get knowledge from, your employer, from your boss. You get knowledge from the journeyman that you're working underneath, from your apprentices. But I think the most important thing is find yourself somebody, maybe in your company or maybe a group of people, that you can discuss, the jobs and the code. And if you don't have that person, you know what? I'm an electrical instructor. Just go to my website, electricaltime.com. There's a button that you can sign up for the online code classes. And then, maybe, my code classes might be a good fit for you. Maybe not, but at least, we give it a shot. And also,
Sure.
I have free code questions and answers that people can get from my website. And that's how I'm trying to help pay it forward, because a lot of people helped me and that I am. And I'm very grateful for them for taking those chances on me. And,
Yeah.
20 years later, I'm at a point in my life that I can help other people. And I think that's what we all have to do, being electricians. It's probably the best field in the entire world to be in.
Amen to that. Okay, John, I'm giving you these to you because you've already answered it, but please get into it. Inverse Diablo asked, does Oregon have a master's license?
Yes.
Okay, and so you answered yes. I'm going to put your banner back up here. I want everybody to know that you're on Instagram and YouTube. So you have journeyman and a master.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, and I'm sure the requirements are mostly the same across the country. And then there was another question. I think there he goes. That's what I was going to ask. So it's 4 years as a journeyman plus a test at least. And so I think you and I talked and you're like, there's no reason really for you to get a master's. A lot of people in Montana don't end up getting a master's license because they're not going to open their own business. And to open your own business here in Montana well, I shouldn't say that. For journeyman, you can get a residential license. You're only limited to 4 residential units or less. So you cannot touch anything commercial. And a lot of people that are working for a master have no reason, because as a journeyman, though, you can work under a master and do everything, but you just can't be the contractor that has the contract for commercial and industrial and stuff like that. So a lot of people I've heard in Montana, they have no real reason to get their masters, even though they're qualified. They're masters by hours, by everything. They're like, why take the test? The only reason you really need to take it to work is to do the contracting part. And so that's what I've heard here, because there's a lot of people that are a lot smarter and older than I am that are masters, but they still only hold their journeyman. So I think you said you weren't really interested in your masters in your point of life, right, John?
Correct.
Yeah. Is that same reason? There's really no reason to get it financially or for.
Yeah, that's just not something I'm interested in.
Yeah. Plus all the school and the tests and all that stuff. So he said, thanks. In my experience, Greenlee has great tools for heavy duty work, tuggers, pulleys, etc. Their hand tools are subpar. Everybody's got their choices. I want Greenlee, if you're listening, and I know John, you and I hung out. I think you were gone, Steve. We hung out at the Greenlee party. That was when American Electrician. Who was there? That one? Oh, Electrician Joe was there. Stephen 1J was there. K Sparky, Alexi, you, me, Stephen. Boy, Humboldt. I think everybody was there at that party. I know Klein was sitting across. So we met Greenlee. Greenlee's never reached out to me. But the only thing I do like from Greenlee that I want to check out is that puller that they have, that hand puller. Looks pretty darn cool. I've had Greenlee. My whole punch sets have been Greenlee. See, that's another funny part is I won't show any brand on my channel again unless they're a sponsor. So you will never see it on the field. And I'm doing a ton of on the field videos now. And so that's why I'm diversifying a little bit of my tool sponsors and stuff like that, because if I'm going to show a bender, look here, I'll show you. Ideal right here. Here we go. You'll never see an Ideal bender on the field unless Ideal decides they want to work with us. Ask me why I have this Ideal bender.
Why do you have that Ideal bender, Jeff?
Lowe's got rid of them when they were getting rid of Ideal. I think I paid $22 for it, and I picked up as many as they had. Why? Because I'm going to give it away on the channel. And Their fish tapes were literally 20, 25 bucks. And I bought everything they had. Their individual pullers. This is all. So if you guys don't know, I'm like Mr. Beast. These were like $7. So I'm like Mr. Beast. You'll see it on my channel. I'll go out and I will find electricians that are my competitors. They work for my competitors. I don't try to steal them. I just simply ask if they're subscribed to the channel. If they're subscribed, they get $100 cash. Boom. If they're not subscribed, doesn't that look cool? That's what Mr. Beast does. He puts it all in one, so it looks like a lot of money. But it's still $100. I'll give them $100 cash. If they're not subscribed, I give them a choice of Klein Tools, Ideal, Greenlee, anybody that sent me stuff, but they're not a sponsor. Remember that Southwire? Oh, you guys were there when we did the Southwire. That's that Southwire patch kit. Really cool repair kit. So that's what I do with that. So it's kind of pretty cool. So I like Greenlee. I like them all. But as I said, I just won't show them on the channel because, you know, why? Why? The channel's something totally different. All right, here we go from another guy. Is this answering that question? In my experience, oh, no, that's what he asked. Don't mess with another person's swag. All right, facts. Ooh. I love it. All right, last question, and we're out, guys. That's a good move, Jeff. Realistically, as long as they get the work done, that's all that matters. I'm sure he was talking about something I rambled on. Man, that's an hour and 36 minutes. That's a record, I think, for going live, you guys. Last but not least, on my channel, I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds on your channels. Go to Jobber in the description. Sign up for your free trial. 20% if you sign up. Later this month, we're going to have a live just like these two guys are on. If you've signed up with Jobber and paid for a subscription, I will get notified from Jobber. You are going to be invited to come one-on-one live, just like these guys are on. And we are going to talk all things Jobber, service software, any help you need. That's exclusively only, no other place on the internet, from any other ambassador, from nobody else except me. Go to Jobber. So you got to sign up with my link or I don't get the credit. It is an affiliate link, right? Second thing, join my YouTube channel by clicking that blue join button below. Next month, starting next month, we're back to the live meetups. That's what this was. This was our live meetup, but not for members only. I invited them in because they're good friends and they were watching. You're going to get invited. If you're a member, a joined member of the YouTube channel, you do have to pay. It's $2.99, $4.99 a month to support me. You come live on. And of course, last but not least, before I give it to you guys, head over and sign up for my email list, all things 360 Electric. You're going to know about it. You're going to see exclusive videos with Anna and what she's up to, and my guys, tips, tricks, stuff that me and Steve do. John and I have been trying to collaborate. I've reached out to him. We're going to do something really cool with Klein Tools, I'm sure. You get all that stuff and my courses on the channel. I'll go ahead and give it to you, Steve. Give us the roundup. I'm going to put you on full screen and get your logo down here. And then, John, you'll wrap it up for us tonight.
Now I'm on the spot. All right. So, yes. Jeff, I enjoyed being on your show tonight. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And to all the electricians out there, just remember, you got the best job in the world. You're electricians. If you're still watching, this live stream, and always just do your best. Make sure you know the code. And if you don't know the code, make sure you have a code book. If you want to come to my website, electricaltime.com, you can sign up for one class and we can give it a tryout, see if my class is going to be good for you. And then also you can get, free code questions and answers by subscribing for the free NEC code questions and answers. So hopefully, we all keep on doing the good work out there, and we try to keep everybody safe. We keep people safe. We keep the building safe. And, being an electrician to me is probably the best job I could have ever asked for, ever. So that's my summary, Jeff. Jeff, you're muted, I think.
Thank you. John, you ready to play cleanup?
Yeah, I got you.
You got it, brother.
So for my channel, like I said, I used to do recaps of what I do as an electrician every day at work, but right now I can't be sharing my experiences because of the secure job site. But I'm still out here trying to show you guys cool tools, whether that's Klein or not, just different cool tools that I buy or new tools that come out, or teach you guys something about the electrical world, whether that be kind of like 101 or installs, whether that be a car charger or new receptacles, 30 amp plug, 60 amp plug, just all kinds of different stuff. Or if someone's got something in the comments that they want to see something, then I'll try to make a video about it. So yeah, check it out if you guys are interested.
Very cool. And guys, right there, I want you to see Jordan. How are you? Artisan Electrics from the UK. He is the biggest electrical YouTuber in the UK. Jordan's been on the show a couple of times. What a great channel. What a great guy. He's actually inspired me. Jordan, if you're watching this right now, if you're still on, all this finally good 4K looking stuff, the camera upgrades, the uniforms and everything were inspired by you, brother. Jordan and I have a passion to help electricians become electrical contractors to level up. He literally is my counterpart on the UK, just a lot better looking and way cooler show because of that British accent. I love you. There he is right there. Good to see you as well. If we weren't wrapping it up, I would get you on here, Jordan, but you and I need to get in contact again. We're killing it out here in the US. And I would love it if you ever came to the States. You're more than welcome to stay in my house. I've got plenty of space for you, or in my LA location. But you and I definitely need to do something. We need to do the UK versus the USA one of these days. That's for sure. All right, guys. I love you guys. Hey, there's JDM. Good to see you. Hey, everybody. What's up? He's just tuning in as we're tuning out. And that's about it. It's a wrap. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Right. You guys on the next one. Thanks, guys. Again, thank you, Ranger Design, for all your sponsorship. We love you. We're going to be at Truck Work Week in Indianapolis with a special guest. I talked about her a couple of times. We're hoping that she's going to be able to come. I know that Ranger has reached out to her, and if her arrangements make sense, then me and her will be on our second live show together. And of course, she's also an ambassador for Jobber. So I also hopefully we'll be doing a lot of stuff in the future. That being said, thank you, Ranger Design. Thank you, as always, Klein Tools. And I also want to thank a lot of other sponsors. I've got a new tool company dropping some tools here, hopefully this week. Span, you're running a little bit late. I'm reaching out to Span. Leviton, we love you. Trina Solar, let's do something. All these sponsors that have reached out, there's dozens, so I can't even mention them all. We appreciate you. We're ready to promote you. We love you guys, the subscribers. I thank you for sticking around for an hour and 42 minutes. I really do have super fans. I do it all for you, and we will see you on the next one.